Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of biology, and today we're looking at the mammalian skeleton, as you can see evidently on the board. Do not forget that these tutorials, that these episodes, they are all brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB and WAEC application. If your aim is to pass your exams, so any O-level exam at once, without stressing your brain, without stressing yourself, without stressing your parents' pockets, okay? Choose O3 Schools, download the app, start immediately, okay? You do not have any time to waste. We'll talk about what the app soon. Let us see a question that relates to the mammalian skeleton from the application. This is a 2001 question from the JAMB app, 2001 question number 20, all right? It is being displayed on the board right now. It says here that use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. It says that the structure above represents, A says is the thoracic vertebra, B says is the cervical vertebra, C says is the caudal vertebra, while D says is the lumbar vertebra, all right? We'll come back to this question and many more at the end of the class and not before, because at O3 Schools, what we give you first is value. Okay, we understand that a lot of you did not have the opportunity to be well taught. Okay, we'll teach you first, so that answering the question that follows, any question, any JAMB question or any WAEC question that I said, will be the easiest thing for you. All right. So please ensure you download the application. All right. The app has all the past questions you need for all the subjects in one application. There's a classroom feature. The classroom feature has a lecture notes. In case you don't have textbook, you don't have anything, okay, you don't have any notes to read, the app has all the notes, okay, structured according to the JAMB or WAEC syllabus, okay, on the JAMB and the WAEC app, okay. So please, you do not need to go and buy any textbook anywhere, all right. And again, there's a study plan on the app. It's called study plan, all right. This study plan, what it does for you is to create a timetable for you using what your subject combination. Okay, so for your JAMB, you know you're writing 4 subjects. For your WAEC, you know that you have 5 relevant subjects that are relevant to the course you want to study. Okay, so you can choose more than 5 subjects. So if you like, for the WAEC app, okay, then for the JAMB app is what 4 subjects. So it will crash these subjects, okay, and the syllabus. It will create a timetable for you, so that you can be able to finish your syllabus on time. Wonderful, amazing feature. Oh God. So also, there's also a question search feature, just like we will search for this question now. We just went and searched for a skeleton. All the questions that JAMB has set about skeleton, okay, all of them will just come out for you to answer. Is that not wonderful? After studying a particular topic, you can search for questions on that topic and you can answer all of them, building your confidence for the main exam. Also, there's also a mock challenge on the app every Saturday. Okay, for the JAMB, mock challenge by 10 a.m. every Saturday. While for the WAEC, the mock challenge is by what 1 p.m. All right. So all students writing what exams for this year come to the app to compete with each other and win amazing prizes. But of course, the prizes is not why we conduct the mock challenge. It's for you to test how prepared you are per time, okay? So that you can know where you are, because your results will be released, okay, after every mock challenge. So please ensure you download the application, all right? And of course, start using it vigorously for your own success, all right? There's an activation fee for the app. The app allows you to answer 5 free questions, all right? But then there's an activation fee for the app, all right? So please ensure you check the app for the latest price, okay? And then pay for your activation. The price is less than the price of rice and chicken. Rice and chicken, it's lesser than the price. If you go to the restaurant and say, give me rice and chicken now, it's lesser than the price, all right? So please do not go and substitute rice for your future, okay, or ice cream for your future when you have an exam to pass and make your parents proud. All right, so let us look at the mammalian skeleton. Now, quickly, the mammalian skeleton is made up of 1, the axial skeleton, and then 2, the appendicular skeleton. Okay, please take note of that, all right? That the mammalian skeleton is made up of 2 types of skeleton, the axial skeleton or the axial skeleton, and 2, the appendicular skeleton, all right? So we're going to take the axial skeleton in this class. The next class, we'll talk about the appendicular skeleton, all right? So please ensure you stay put. So let us look at the axial skeleton. What does the axial skeleton comprise of? What is it made up of? Okay, so the axial skeleton is made up of 1, the skull, all right? Number 2, the skull, the one that's in your head, all right? Then number 2 is also made up of the vertebral column. vertebral column. And then number 3, the vertebral column is also called the backbone. The vertebral column is also called the backbone. Then number 3 is also made of what? Of the rib cage. Okay, made up of what? The rib cage. Number 3, the rib cage. And another name for the rib cage is what? The thoracic cavity. All right, so please take note of that the axial skeleton, right, is made up of what? 3 what? Main parts, right? The skull, the vertebral column, which is called the backbone rather, then the what? The rib cage, all right, which is what? The thoracic what? Cavity, the thoracic what? Cavity, all right. So now we know that what? The skull basically consists of the cranium, right? Let's look at what? The skull, okay. Talk about the skull, right? So the skull mainly consists of the cranium. This cranium, okay, C-R-A-N-I-U-M rather, is also called the brain box, okay? So the skull in your head is made up of mainly the what? The cranium, which is called what? The brain box. Brain box. All right. And of course, it also has what? This skull also has what? It's also made up of what? Of the facial bone. But 2, the facial bones. Okay. So the skull mainly consists of the cranium, which is the brain box, and 2, the what? The facial bones. Now, it is important to know that the skull is made up of different type of bones that are joined together. They are joined together, okay? And of course, the bones on the skull, they are connected. And they are what? Responsible for protecting what? The internal organ, okay? Which is what? Which is the brain, okay? Which is what? The brain. In total, the skull has what? 22 what? Bones, okay? That are what? That are joined together. And most of the bones, okay, in the what? In the skull, they are immovable. You cannot move them. All right, they are immovable. They are joined together, are connected together. They are immovable. You cannot what? Move them. All right. The only one you can move is what? The one in the lower jaw. That's why this lower jaw, where you see, you can move it, okay? That's the only one that is actually what? Movable, okay? The one was found what? In the one called the mandible, found what? In the lower jaw, okay? It's the only one that what? You can actually move, okay? So all the other ones, okay, in the skull, they are connected what? Together. They are joined together. They are immovable. Right? And of course, the bones of the skull support the structure of the face. The bones on the skull support the structure of the face, okay, and also protect the brain, okay? So the 2 functions that the bones of the skull does is one, protect the structure of the face, and also what? Protects the brain, okay? So please take note of that, all right? So the skull mainly consists of the cranium, the brain box, and the facial bones. Like I said, there are 22 bones, okay, in the skull, and of course they are joined together. They are immovable. You cannot what? Move them, except the one in the lower jaw that we call the mandible. Okay. Now, also the bones of the skull are divided into 2 categories. All right, which are what? The cranial bones. The one in the cranium, which is called the cranial bones. All right. That what number 1? The cranial bones. And of course, number 2 will be the what? The ones in the face, which are what? The facial bones. That's why I would say the bones of the skull are divided into 2 categories. They're divided into two categories. The ones in the what? In the cranium, which is the cranial bones, and then the one in the what? In the face, okay, called the what? The facial bones, okay? Now, the cranial bones, they are 8 in number. Take note. Okay, the cranial bones, they are what? 8 in number. Okay, cranial bones, they are 8 in number. And of course, what does it do? Rather, it encloses what? The brain. The cranial bones encloses the brain. All right. While what? The remaining 14, because there are a total of 22 bones in the skull. Okay. If 8 are the cranial bones which encloses the brain, that means the remaining 14 will be the what? The facial what? Bones, okay, which help to what? provide cavities for the sense organ, which help to provide cavities for the sense organs. Okay, so that is what the function of what of the facial bones. Okay, to provide cavities for the sense organs, while the cranial bone encloses the brain, and there are 8. Okay, the facial bones provide cavities for the sense organ, and there are 14 in number. All right, so please take note of what of that. Very, very, very important. So that is the skull. All right, like say it mainly consists of the cranium, brain bones, the facial bones. Okay, we say that there are 22 bones. All right, and of course the bones of the skulls are divided into 2, while the cranial bones, the facial bones. Cranial bones are 8, facial bones are 14. Cranial bones encloses the brain. Facial bones provide cavities for the what? For the sense organ. All right. So please take note of that. They are very, very, very important. So now we'll move to the vertebral column. Okay, the one we call the spinal column, or the one we call the backbone. All right. And of course, you know that the function is to protect the spinal cord. Okay, as one of the major functions of the vertebral column, to protect the spinal column. All right. Sorry, the spinal cord rather. All right. It's also called the vertebral column. It's also called number 2, vertebral column. All right. It's also called what? The spinal column. All right. It's also called the what? The backbone. All right. So that's those are other names for what? For the vertebral column. It's also called the spinal column, or the what? The backbone. All right. So now you should know that the vertebral column, all right, is very, very, very useful. Okay, in protecting the spinal cord. So the vertebral column, all right, is a slightly curved structure, something like this. Okay, it's a slightly curved. Okay, it's a slightly curved structure. All right, so something like this that has they have several type of bones. Okay, several number of bones called vertebrae. Okay, all right, and of course this vertebrae, all right, this number of bones, the number of bones that are found in the vertebral column are totally 33 in number. Okay, for a small baby. Okay, 33 in number, but as the baby matures, okay, and grows, okay, it becomes a total of 4. Some of these bones fuse together, and then it now leads to a total of 26 bones. Okay, so please take note. All right, so initially we have 33 vertebrae. Okay, but over time, as you grow and as you mature, okay, some of these bones fuse together, they join together, then they become 26. All right, and the reason why this vertebral column is slightly curved is for the reason for flexibility. If it was not this curved, okay, we will not be able to go up and down, to raise our body up and down, to move sideways and do some other stuff. Okay, so it's the reason for this curved nature is flexibility. Take note of that. Okay, for flexibility. Okay, that is the reason why our vertebral column is kind of like this, kind of slightly curved. All right, so we said that the spinal column, what does it do? The major function is to protect, okay, the spinal cord, to protect the spinal cord. All right, so let me write that on the board. So number 1, the major function number 1 is to protect the spinal cord. Okay, and also the vertebral column also helps to support the head. Okay, it helps to support the head, Okay, it also acts as an attachment. Number 3, okay, acts as an attachment point for ribs and muscles. Okay, it acts as an attachment point for ribs and muscles. Okay, at the back and at the neck. Okay, it acts as an attachment point for ribs and muscle at the back and the neck. Okay, so the vertebral column is called the spinal column. The backbone protects the spinal cord, supports the head, acts as an attachment point for ribs and muscles at the back and at the neck. Okay, and like I've said earlier, the adult vertebral column is made up of 26 bones. All right, and 24 of them are vertebrae. Okay, 24 of them are vertebrae. All right. While the other two, okay, one is called the what? The sacrum. Okay. While the other one is called the coccyx. All right. The sacrum is a large. The sacrum is what? Is a large triangular what bone? All right. That is found in what? In the spine. All right, I found it in the spine. All right, why the coccyx? Okay, is what? It's also it's a triangular bone, but it's a smaller one. It's a small triangular bone. All right, that is just found immediately after the what? The sacrum. Okay, so please take note of all that. So that is the vertebral column in a nutshell. All right, it helps to protect the spinal cord, to support the head, acts as an attachment point for ribs and muscles at the back and at the neck. All right, and of course there are 26 bones. The adult vertebral column is made up of 26 bones. Okay, is the baby one that is 33 bones. Okay, that is made up of 4 different bones that are stacked on top of each other. We are going to see it very soon. Okay, so that's like we said, it's slightly curved. Then looks like this. As for bones that are stacked on top of each other. Okay, they have bones that are stacked on top of each other like this. Okay, so this is how the vertebral column looks like. Okay, so and then at the end here how the coccyx. Okay, while somewhere here how the sacrum. All right, so we are going to look at it very, very soon. Okay, so please ensure you will take note of all of these. Okay, about the vertebral column. And then that next, we are going to now talk about the third part, which is the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cavity. Please, before I talk about that, we discovered that most of you do not support us to grow. Okay, you do not like our videos for all of this effort that we put in. You do not like our videos. You do not subscribe to our channel. You do not share our videos to your friends and loved ones. That is very, very bad. Okay, I mean, you know what make other people pass. Okay, please ensure you like the video. Liking the video will make other students easily find this video. Okay, so that they can also study and learn. All right. Likewise, you can subscribe. Subscription is free. You are not paying anybody to subscribe to this channel. All right. So just click on that red subscribe button below the video, and then you'll be subscribed. Anytime we release a new video, you'll be notified. Also, copy the link of the video. Click on that share button. Copy the link. Share it to your friends, to your loved ones. Okay, let them all come and learn together, please. But before we look at the thoracic cavity or the rib cage, okay, let us look at some common features of the vertebral column. Okay, now the vertebral column consists of a piece of solid bone known as the centrum. Okay, it consists of a piece of solid bone in the middle, known as the centrum. Okay, so number one consists of a piece of a piece of solid bone. Okay, this one in the middle is located in the middle, and it is called the centrum. Okay, and above this centrum, okay, is something called the neural canal. All right, above the centrum, we also have a neural canal. All right, and this neural canal is a space. It's a space for the spinal cord. Okay, this one is a space for the spinal cord. Also, this neural canal, okay, is surrounded by the neural arc. This neural canal, it is surrounded. A neural canal is surrounded by what? By the neural arc. Okay, and also a vertebra consists of what? Of the neural spine. Okay, a vertebra consists of the neural spine also. Okay, it also has a neural spine. All right, and this neural spine arises centrally and points towards the neural arc. Okay, this one arises centrally and point upwards. Okay, from the neural arc, and also the vertebra also consists of a transverse process. All right, number 5 consists of transverse process, okay, which extends sideways. This one extends sideways, okay, from the arc. Okay, it extends sideways from from the arc. And of course, this transverse process, okay, is very important for the attachment of muscles. Very important for the attachment more of muscles. All right, so that is that for that. So this is some of the common features of the of the vertebral column, all right? A piece of solid bone that is called what? The centrum, all right? Also, the neural canal, which is what? A space for the spinal cord. It also has a neural arc, all right? And then what? The neural spine, which arises centrally and point upwards to the what? To the neural arc, okay? And of course, also have what? The transverse process, which extends what? Sideways, okay? From the what? From this arc, and then provides surfaces for the attachment of what? Of muscles. Provide surfaces for the what? For the attachment of muscles. Also, a typical vertebra consists of articular processes called what? Zygapophysis. All right, let's look at that. Please like this video, subscribe, and share the link. Share. All right, let us take this video to at least 10,000 likes. Okay, so let's go. We say that what? That a typical vertebra consists of articular processes. Articular processes known as what? Zygapophysis. Okay. They consist of what? Articular process of what? Or articular processes known as what? Zygapophysis. And these articular processes, they are projections. Okay, of the vertebra. Okay, of the what? Vertebra that serves the purpose of fitting with an adjacent vertebra. Okay, they are projections of the vertebra that serve the purpose of fitting. Okay, of fitting into what? An adjacent what? Vertebra. Please take note of that. And the actual point that serve the purpose of fitting into an adjacent what? Vertebra. And the actual point of contact between this articular process is called zygapophysis. Okay, and this adjacent vertebra is what we call the articular facet. Please take note of that. All right, should I go over that again? All right, I said that what? That the vertebral column also consists of articular processes, all right, that are known as what? Zygapophysis. All right, these articular processes are called zygapophysis. And these zygapophysis, okay, or the articular processes, they are actual projections of the vertebra, all right, that serves the purposes to what? To fit into what? An adjacent vertebra, to fit into an adjacent vertebra, all right? And of course, the actual point of contact between this articular process and this adjacent vertebra is what we call the articular what? Facet, all right? So please take note of what? Of that. And it's also important to know that the zygapophysis are of two types. The zygapophysis, before I go and bite my tongue, the zygapophysis are of two types. We have what the inferior zygapophysis, all right? We also have what the one we call the what? The superior zygapophysis. So we have what? One, the superior zygapophysis. Okay, and they also have number two, the inferior zygapophysis. Okay, it's an E here. All right. So the superior zygapophysis projects upward. It projects what? Upward. We say that what? They are what? Zygapophysis are what? Actual projections. Okay, that serve the purpose of fitting into an adjacent vertebra. All right. So the superior zygapophysis, okay, projects what? Upwards. It projects upwards. Is superior, so it projects what? Upwards. Okay, from a lower vertebra. Okay, all right. And this superior zygapophysis, okay, it's also called what? It's also called zygapophysis. Okay, you can see with an I here, ISIS. Okay, so this superior zygapophysis projects upwards from a lower vertebra. Okay, it projects what? Upwards from a lower vertebra. It is also known as what? Zygapophysis with an I, SIS. Then this inferior projects what? Downward. Okay, from an higher vertebra. Okay, this one projects downward. Okay, from an higher what? Vertebra. Please take note of that. And this one is now known as what? Post-zygapophysis. Okay, this one is called post-zygapophysis. All right, please take note of that. So these are the two types of zygapophysis that we have. All right, the superior zygapophysis, which projects what? Upwards from a lower vertebra, from lower project upwards. Okay, while the inferior zygapophysis, okay, also called the post-zygapophysis, which projects what? Downward from a higher vertebra, from higher projects what? Downward. Okay, so please take note of that. They are very, very important. Now I'm going to look at the types of what? Vertebra that we have. There are 5 types of what? Of vertebra that are found in what? In mammals. 5 types. Okay, we're going to look at those 5 types right now. Okay, and one after the other, we're going to do a vivid explanation of them so that you can be clear with all of them. All right, so please ensure you like this video, subscribe, share the link to your friends. In mammals, there are 5 different types of vertebra, okay, that you can find. All right, and number 1 is what? The cervical vertebra. Cervical, okay, cervical, cervical vertebra. This one is found in the neck region. All right, so it's found in the neck region. Okay, the cervical vertebra. Then number 2, we have what we call the thoracic vertebra. Thoracic vertebra. This one, of course, is found in the what? In the chest, thoracic. Okay, in the what? In the chest region. Then we have what we call the lumbar vertebra, which is found in the upper abdominal region. The lumbar vertebra, which is found in the upper abdominal region. All right. Then also we have the sacral vertebrae. Sacral vertebrae. This one is found in the lower abdominal region. Okay, this one is found in the lower abdominal region. Then we also have the caudal vertebrae. Caudal vertebrae. This caudal vertebrae is found in the tail region. In the tail region. Okay, so these are the 5 types of vertebrae that are found in mammals. The cervical vertebra found in the neck region. You must know their positions, their locations. Okay, the thoracic vertebra found in the chest. The lumbar vertebra found in the upper abdominal region. The sacral vertebra found in the lower abdominal region, and then the caudal vertebra found in the tail region. All right. So let me quickly just we saw that the vertebral column is what is slightly curved. Okay, let me just quickly draw you a small sketch, okay, of your own vertebral column, not my own. Okay, please take note of that. So let me just show you there. I can quickly tell you the locations, okay, of each of vertebral column of this different types of vertebral column that we have. All right, so we have something like this. Okay, do not mind how curved my own is. All right, so but to have like we said, you have bones that are stacked upon each other. Okay, there are bones that are stacked upon each other. Okay, please take note. Do not mind my diagram. There are bones that are stacked upon each other. Okay, all right, bones stacked upon each other like this. All right, okay. All right, then as I here, come somewhere here. All right, bones stacked upon each other. Bones stacked upon each other. All right, like this. Okay, then somewhere here. All right, where we have okay, this point. All right, okay, here is the sacrum. Okay, here is what? Is the coccyx. Okay, the coccyx. Okay, so now this is how your vertebral column is your own, not my own. All right, so we have some points here. All right. Okay, it's just a sketch. Please, I'm showing you the vertebral column right now. Okay, an online copy of it. Okay, so that I can see it. But I do not mind my own, no, because if you say it's my own, I want to. Okay, so something like this. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we say we have 5 different types of vertebral column. Okay, we have some found in the neck region. All right, so I'm just trying to make it look like your own very well. All right, so this is how it looks like. Okay, this is just an example. All right, I'm showing you the right one now on the board. I'm sure you are seeing it. So now this was the vertebral column, and should not take note of that this cervical region, this cervical vertebrae, all right, they are made the first 7, all right, are the cervical vertebrae, all right. So from like C1, look at, you can see the way the bones are differentiated. I did not count this one, okay, I did not count them, all right, but I'm not going to just easy to explain for you all right. So the first 7 from C1 here, this is first vertebra, to the 7th one, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this one to C7 is what? The cervical vertebra. Okay, vertebra. All right, so the first 7 are the cervical vertebra. So the next one is the thoracic vertebra. All right, and because it's thoracic vertebra, let us count. There are 12 in number. So from T1, so it will start from here. T1, this is where T1 will start from. This is where C7 will end there. So T1 will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so to somewhere here, which is what? T12. From T1 to T12. This one is the thoracic vertebra. All right, there are 12 in number. All right, then that will now take us to what? To the lumbar vertebra, which are what? 5 in number. All right, so let's now have the lumbar vertebra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, somewhere here, lumbar. Okay, lumbar vertebra. All right, that's from what? From L1 to what? To L5. Okay, that means that our diagram actually supposed to end somewhere here, because all this one, I don't know whether now you get them. Okay, so sorry about that. So let me just say, okay, something like this. Okay, the space is too much, so let me just redraw this diagram from here. Okay, so from here we now have what? Our sacrum. Okay, then we now have, all right, our coccyx. Okay, so something like this upward here. So there's a point of attachment here. Okay, so this place here is our sacrum. Then here is our coccyx. All right, so now these are what? Our lumbar vertebrae, L1 to L5, thoracic vertebrae, T1 to T12, cervical, C1 to C7. Okay, so all of them, they are all what? Represented here. Okay, so the first 7 are your cervical vertebrae, the next 12 are your thoracic vertebra, while what? The next 5 are your lumbar vertebra. They will now have your sacrum and what? And your coccyx. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, you must know the number of each. Okay, so like I said, there are what? 7 here. 7 cervical vertebra. Then the thoracic, they are what? 12. All right, the lumbar, they are what? 5. The sacral, okay, and what? And the coccyx, 1 each. For an adult, we say that an adult vertebral column has what? 26 bones. So we are not considering the one for babies, which is 33 bones here, 26 bones. 7 plus 12 is what? 19. 19 plus 5 is what? 24. 24 plus 1, 25 plus 1, 26. Okay, that makes a total of 26 bones. All right, so please take note of all of that and note the number each and the location. Okay, the cervical found in the neck region, the thoracic in the chest, lumbar in the upper abdominal, sacral in the lower abdominal, then the caudal, okay, at the tail region. So now let's look at what? The cervical vertebra. All right, the cervical vertebra. All right, so please, for any reason, if you have not liked this video, despite all of this effort you are putting in, that thing you are doing is very wrong. Okay, so please like this video. All right, subscribe to this channel and share. So let's look at the cervical vertebra. The cervical vertebra is characterized by a short neural spine. A short neural spine, okay, and also a pair of canals. A pair of canals known as the vertebraterial canals. Okay, a pair of canals known as what? The vertebraterial canal. So please take note of that. Okay, the cervical vertebra is made up of what? A short ulna. It is characterized. That's how you know what is cervical vertebra. It is characterized by a short neural spine and then also a pair of canals known as what? The vertebraterial canals. And these vertebraterial canals are they're kind of avenues through what? The blood vessels of what? Of the neck pass. Okay, through which the what? The blood vessels of the neck pass. Okay, so that is what the vertebrae canals. All right, so now take note of the fact that what the cervical vertebra is made up of a short neural spine and a pair of canals that we know as the vertebrae canals. Okay, through which the blood vessels of the neck would pass. Now, the first two cervical vertebrae, we know I told you that what there are many number. There are 7 from C1 to C7 as we saw from the diagram. Okay, as we just showed you a while ago, right? From your own vertebra. All right. So now there are 7 in number. The first two are known as the atlas and the axis. Okay, the first 2 cervical vertebrae are known as the atlas, ATLAS. Okay, then we will not have the other one as what? As the axis. Okay, the atlas is the one that is immediately to the skull, very, very close to the skull. That is immediately what? Close to the what? To the skull. It is next to the skull. All right. So this atlas is what? Immediately next to the skull. All right. While what? The axis, okay, is the one that is next after what? The atlas. So we have what? C1 to C7. C1 is what? Atlas. C7 is what? Axis. Okay, so the atlas is immediately what? To the skull, while what? The axis is close to the neck. Okay, this axis is close to the neck. Okay, so please take note of that. Now, also, it is important to know that what? That the atlas does not what? Possess what? A centrum. Okay, so it does not have what? A centrum. The atlas does not what? Have what? A centrum. Okay, and it is the only what? Cervical vertebra. All right, it's only vertebra that does not what? Possess what? A centrum. Okay, all right. Why what? The axis, which we say is closer to the neck, this one possesses what? A centrum. The axis what? Possesses what? A centrum. It has a centrum. Okay, so what, like we are saying, the atlas does not have a centrum, but the axis what? Has what? A centrum. All right, and then also the axis protrudes into the atlas. It protrudes into the atlas. The axis protrudes. I mean, it enters into the what? Into the what? Atlas. Okay, to form what we call odontoid process. To form what we call odontoid process. All right. So the axis protrudes into the atlas to form what? Odontoid process. This odontoid process is also called the dens. It is a bony projection that is found on the second cervical vertebra, which is what? The axis. Okay, and what does it do? Okay, it's functioning to what? Allow what? The neck to what? To rotate what? Side to side. Okay, so that is the function of this what? Odontoid what? Process. Okay, so the axis protrudes into the atlas, okay, to form what? This what? Odontoid what? Process, which allow what? The neck to what? To rotate what? Side by side. All right, so that is that for what? For the cervical what? Vertebra. All right, so please take note of what of that. We say the cervical has a short neural spine, a pair of canals called the vertebrae canals. All right, which what? The blood vessels of the neck what? Pass what? Through. All right, then I observe what? There are two what? The first two cervical vertebra. Okay, the atlas and what? And axis. The atlas is what? Is the one immediately next to the skull, while the axis is close to the neck. All right, and then we say that the axis, the atlas first of all does not have centrum. It no get centrum. Why? Why the axis what? Has what? A centrum. But I will say that the axis protrudes, enters into the atlas, okay, to form what we call what? This odontoid process, which is also called the dens, which allows us to rotate our neck. It pivots what? The atlas, okay, which allows what? To rotate our neck from side to side. All right, so now let us now go to the next one, which is the thoracic vertebra. All right, let's look at the thoracic vertebra. So for any reason you have not liked this video still, please ensure you do like the video. All right, share the link of the video, click on the share button, share. All right, so now let's look at the thoracic vertebra. Now, the thoracic vertebra, okay, is characterized majorly by a long neural spine. Okay, it is characterized by a long neural spine. Okay, let me please sketch the the thoracic vertebra for you. Oh, I didn't actually sketch the cervical for you. Okay, let us just do both. Okay, let me first sketch the thoracic vertebra. Or let me begin with the cervical vertebra. This is how the cervical vertebra looks like. Okay, so something like this. All right, the what is it called? The neural spine, okay, of a cervical vertebra is very short, isn't it? So we're not going to make it long. All right. So why the neural spine of the thoracic is very long like this, the neural spine of the cervical is way shorter. It's way shorter. Okay, it's very short. Okay, so we're talking about please hold on for the thoracic vertebra. This is how the cervical vertebra looks like. Okay, so you just manage it's your own though, so it's not my own. All right, so something like this. Then here, coming here like this. All right, then okay, let me see. Comes in here like this. Oh, okay, just manage it. It's your own. It's not my own. All right, so something like this. Then we'll now have something like this. Okay, so this comes in here to join here. This comes in here to join here. Right, then here we'll have what our vertebral column. Okay, so this is our neural spine. This is how it looks like. Okay, this not the this is how your own looks like. It's not my own. No, all right, because this is a sketch. All right, it's just a rough sketch of how the cervical vertebra looks like. All right, so now here is your neural spine, just for you to be able to know the locations, okay, where each is what and what is located. All right, then of course here is what your neural arc. All right, here is what your neural canal. All right, then here is your centrum. All right, then this part here is usually not as thick as this. Okay, this part here is your vertebral column. All right, so you're expected to know this because it comes out in your exam. All right, it comes out in your exam. Know what the locations of each of this parts. All right, so the neural spine, the neural arc, the neural canal, the centrum. Okay, it is characterized by a short neural spine, as you can see there. All right, this is what the axis. The axis vertebra. Axis vertebra. Okay, the axis vertebra, which is an example. Okay, which is the second C2 of the cervical vertebra. All right, take note of this. Now, let us now see the thoracic. The thoracic, like we said, it is characterized by a long neural spine. A long neural spine. So the neural spine is longer like this. All right, then it goes like this. Okay, then comes. All right, then this one also goes like this. Then we now have what our neural canal here. Okay, not totally round like this. So all right, then we now have what below here. We now have our okay. All right, something like this. This is how it looks like. All right, then we now have here our this. Then this part here, something like this. All right. Manage it to is your own. All right. So here we have what called our neural spine. That's why we say it is characterized by what? By a long neural spine. All right. It's characterized by a long neural spine. And also it has a large neural canal. All right. It has a large neural canal. This neural canal here. Okay. It has what? A large neural canal. All right. Then of course, it also has what? A large centrum. Large centrum. Where's our centrum here? This. Okay? This is our centrum. Okay? Then of course, what other things is it characterized with? It's also characterized with a pair of zygapophyses. Okay, at the front and the back. Okay, it has a pair of zygapophyses at the front and the back. And the reason why it has this zygapophysis is for it to be able to what? To articulate with other vertebra. All right? The purpose is for it to articulate with other vertebra. All right? So these are what the parts, okay, of with thoracic vertebra. Okay, a long neural spine, a large neural canal, large centrum, a pair of zygapophyses, all right, so that I can be able to articulate with other vertebra. All right, then we have something here called the neural the neural what? Arc, okay? Then this is facet. It's called what? Facet, okay? The facet articulates with what? With the capitulum. The facet articulates with the capitulum. Please take note of that. This facet here. So this is what is an example. Okay, it's a sketch of what? Of your own what? Thoracic what? Vertebra. All right, or thoracic what? Vertebra. All right. So now let us now go to the next vertebra, which is what? The lumbar vertebra. The lumbar vertebra. So for many of you also till now who have refused to like or comment or what like or share our link, right? God is watching you, right? So please do that right away, even while you are watching. While you are watching. So let us now look at the lumbar vertebra. The lumbar vertebra. The lumbar vertebra consists of a stout centrum. Okay, number one, a stout centrum. All right. Then number two, it also have a large neural canal. It is characterized by a large neural canal. Also, it has what? A long neural spine. All right. Also has what? A long neural what? Spine. This long neural spine projects upward and forward. Projects upward and forward, okay? And then it also has some very, very unique processes, such as what? We have the anapophysis, okay? It also has what? The metapophysis, and it also has what? Another one called the hyperpophysis, okay? Now, this anapophysis, okay, is located at the upper side of the vertebral arc. Anapophysis at the upper side of the what? Vertebral what? Of the vertebral what? Arc. And what is the purpose of this anapophysis? Okay, it's for muscle or articular what? Attachment. All right, for muscle or articular attachment. That's the purpose of the anapophysis, located at the upper side of the vertebral what? Arc. All right, for what? For muscle or articular what? Attachment. Then now the metapophysis, okay, is located at the dorsal side, okay, dorsal side, near the post-zygapophysis, okay, near the post-zygapophysis, okay. Now that is where it's located, at the dorsal side near the post-zygapophysis. And the main purpose of this metapophysis is for muscle what? Attachment, okay, for muscle attachment. Okay, the main purpose is for what? For muscle attachment. They will now also have the hyperpophysis. This hyperpophysis is located at the ventral side. At the ventral side, okay, of what? Of the vertebral body. All right, it's located at the ventral side of the vertebral body. And what is the purpose of this hyperpophysis? The purpose is for what? Muscle or ligament attachment. All right, the purpose is for muscle or ligament attachment. All right, so we have what? Three unique processes: anapophysis located at the upper side of the vertebral arc, and the purpose for muscle or articular attachment. We have metapophysis located at the dorsal side of near the post-zygapophysis, and the purpose is for muscle attachment. They also have the hyperpophysis located at the ventral side for what? Muscle or ligament attachment. Okay, so now let us now move quickly to the sacral vertebra because of time. I spent a lot of time doing this. Look at the sacral vertebra. All right, so please ensure you like, comment, share, please. Okay, like, comment, share. So let us look at the sacral vertebra. Now, the sacral vertebra is characterized by a large centrum. A large centrum, okay? It's also characterized by a narrow neural canal. Okay, it is also characterized by a narrow neural canal. Also, the neural spine is what is reduced. It's reduced. It's not long. It's not reduced to a very small thing, very small notch. Okay, neural spine. Neural spine is reduced to a small notch. Okay, the neural spine is reduced to a small notch. Okay, and then also the sacral vertebra consists of like 3 to 5 bones, which now were fused to become what a single word sacrum. All right, so take note of that. The sacral vertebra consists of what 3 to 5 bones, which are fused to become what a single sacrum. Okay, so it is the sacral what vertebra, okay, consists of what 3 to 5 bones which are fused to form what a single sacrum. Okay, then now take us to the caudal. The caudal what vertebra. Now the bones of the caudal vertebra, they're like 4. Okay, they're like 4 for a small baby. Remember I told you that what for a baby, okay, that are 3. For as an adult, as they mature, some of them were fused together to now what reduce the number to 26. Okay, so the caudal vertebrae are like 4, all right, and they fuse together to now form the coccyx. Okay, which we are talking about. All right, so please take note of all of that. All right, so let us see some simple comparison, like in man, all right, then in rabbits and then rats. Okay, they are vertebrae. Okay, so let us see for the number 1, cervical. Okay, so now okay, no, let me just begin. Let me say no, vertebra. All right, here will be number in man. Here will be what? Number in rabbit. Yeah, then number in rats. Okay, so now we talk about number 1, the cervical vertebra. Number in man, we know from what? From C1 to what? To 7. So there are 7 in man. Okay, there are 7 in rabbit. Also, there are 7 in rat. Please take note of that. Right? So the number of cervical vertebrae in man is 7. The number in rabbit is 7. The number in rat is what? Also 7. Okay. Now the next one is what? So thoracic vertebra. So thoracic. All right, how many thoracic vertebrae are found in man? From what? From T1 to T12. So there are 12. So there are 12 in man. There are also 12 in rabbits, but there are 13 in rats. Okay, so now after thoracic, we now have what? The lumbar vertebra. The lumbar from L1 to L5 for man. Okay, so there are 5 what? Lumbar in man. Okay, then for what? For rabbit is what? Is 7. Then for rat is 6. All right. Then the next one will be our sacral vertebrae. And remember, I told you that what? Our sacral vertebrae, the sacral vertebrae in man rather, consists of about 3 to 5 that are fused together to form a single sacrum. So there are what? 5 in man. All right. Then for what? For rabbits, we have about 3 to 4. All right. Then for rats, we have 4. Okay. Then the last one is our what? Our caudal vertebra. All right. Our caudal vertebra, there are what? 4, all right, in man that fuse together to form the coccyx. Okay, then for rabbit, we now have what? 16. Then for what? For rat, we have what? From like 27 to 30. All right, so if you calculate the total number of vertebrae in man, okay, at birth will be what? 33. All right, while for what? For rabbits, will be from around 45 to 46. All right, then for what? Rats, from around what? 57 to 60. Okay, so that is that for that. Now let's quickly go to what? To thoracic what? Let's talk about what the thoracic or vertebrae in little. All right, and then we are done. All right, so please ensure you like this video. Download the app. Start using it to what? To practice. All right. So several people before you have succeeded with the app, your case cannot be different. Okay, your case will not be different. Please download the app and start using it. Like the video, comment, share to your friends and loved ones. Let all of them come and succeed. Now, the thoracic cage is the skeleton of the chest. The skeleton of the chest. Okay, it's what we call the thoracic cage. Okay, and this thoracic cage consists of the ribs. Okay, how are the ribs? Okay, consists of the sternum. Okay, the sternum, all right, consists of what? The thoracic vertebra. Okay, and then also have the costal cartilages, and then the costal cartilages. All right, the costal cartilages. Please take note of that. The skeleton of the chest is called the thoracic cage, consists of the ribs, consists of the sternum, consists of the thoracic vertebra, and consists of the costal cartilages. All right. Now, this thoracic cage, okay, it encloses and protects the organs, the internal organs, okay, that are present in the thoracic cavity. All right. They enclose and protect the organs that are present in the thoracic cavity, like your heart and your lungs. Okay. Protects. It protects and encloses, okay, the organs that are present in the thoracic cavity, which is what? Your heart and lungs. Okay, and take note that these ribs that are present here in the thoracic cage, okay, they are 12 pairs long. The ribs are what? 12 pairs long. Okay, and they are curved bones. They are curved. That's why if you look at, I'm showing you the thoracic cage right now. Okay, look at it. You see the bones. They are kind of what? They are what? They are curved. Okay, they are what? Also what? Curved. They are curved. All right. They are curved bones that are attached to the thoracic what? Vertebra. All right. They are curved bones that are attached to the thoracic vertebra. Okay, and they are curved what? Towards the front of the body. Towards the front of the body, forming what? The rib cage. They are curved towards the front of the body, forming the rib cage. That is how. That's what the thoracic cage is all about. Okay, skeleton of the chest contains the ribs, the sternum, thoracic vertebra, and costal cartilages. Okay, that protects and encloses the what? Internal organs present in what? In the thoracic cage. Okay, which is what? The heart and what? And the lung. Present in the thoracic cavity, I mean to say, which are the heart and the lung. Like I said, the ribs are curved. They are 12 pairs long, and they what? They curve what? Forward. All right, they curve forward to the front, which are what? Which now forms what? The rib cage. They curve towards the front, forming what? The rib cage. Please note that 10 pairs of ribs, 10 pairs, among these 12 pairs, 10 pairs are connected to the sternum. I hope you know what the sternum is. Okay, the sternum is called the breastbone. The breastbone, okay? That is what the sternum, all right? It is a flat, elongated bone. It is flat and what? Elongated, that is located at what? At the center of the chest. Center of the chest. Okay, so 10 pairs of what? These ribs are what? Connected to the sternum, to this breastbone, while the remaining two are known as what? Floating what? Ribs. Are known as what? The floating ribs. The remaining two are known as the floating ribs, while 10 are connected to what? To the breastbone or the sternum. All right. So please, this way I'm going to stop. Okay. In the next class, I'm going to talk about the appendicular skeleton. All right. So please ensure that what? You stick with us. Now let us go to the O3 Schools app, answer some questions, and we are done with this class for today. So 2009 number 22. Let's look at 2009 number 22. Says the axial skeleton is found in the A says the skull, the ribs, the vertebral column, and the breastbone. All right. B says the skull, the humerus, vertebral column, and ribs. C says the breastbone, the clavicle, the ribs, and vertebral column. D says the femur, the sternum, the ulna, and the skull. All right. Correct answer is what? Option A. Okay. We have the skull, we have the ribs, we have the vertebral column, we have the what? The sternum, which is what? I will just look at right now. Okay. Which are what now? The what? The breastbone. Okay. So correct answer is option A. Let us see 2004 number 22. They say use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. They say the bones labeled 2 are called labeled II. Okay, look at the question being shown on the screen. The bones labeled 2 are called, obviously there, they are what? they are the lumbar what? Vertebra, okay? That just before the sacrum and the what? And the caudal what? The sacral vertebra and what? And the caudal vertebra, all right? So that is what? The lumbar vertebra. Option A says cervical vertebra, B says sacral, C says thoracic, D says lumbar, all right? Now let us go to 2001, number 20. It says use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. It says the structure above represents A says thoracic vertebra, B says cervical vertebra, C says caudal vertebra, D says lumbar vertebra. Okay, obviously that is what and what an axis. Okay, so it's a what? It's a cervical what? Vertebra. Okay, so now let us go to 1994, number 23. They say use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. The vertebra illustrated is what? A say lumbar, B say thoracic, C say caudal, D say cervical. Please let me know the answer in the comment section. I think this one is very, very easy. I'll leave that one to you. Okay. So thank you for joining us.